after you complete the analysis piece. So we're going to create a chart because I want to make sure that the graph you come up with aligns with what the analysis said. Okay. So that's what we're talking about.
All right. Right, so by this time, everyone should have their charts completed. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up from the tables. Very good. Thank you, guys. So, okay. All right. All right, guys, so what you have, I'm going to clear this out first. All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at your data, but we're going to look at it in a graph form. So we're going to take the data that we've input and we're going to create a line graph. So we're going to look at all of our passengers. We're going to look at the mass. And the mass, we said we have a baby, we have a mom, and a dad. So at the bottom of your graph, if you click next to each color, you can write in both the title and the mass. So for example, here, if I click on baby, I'm able to type in, and I want someone to give me the mass of their baby. 2.39. 2.39. And I'm going to keep that there. I'm also going to enter the mass of the dad, and I'm going to enter the mass of the mom. So let me get someone to give me the mass of their dad. Yes.
21.7.
31.7?
21.7.
21.7. Very good. And finally, let me get the mass of the mom. Yes, sir. 21.4. So your mom and dad, give me a mass that's a little bit less because I want you to see the difference.
Our dad was 24.
Your dad was 24.9? And your mom was what? 21 point. You said 21.4? All right. And your dad was 0.9? Okay. All right. So has everyone entered in the mass for all three of their passengers? So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually enter the acceleration. Can somebody tell me, why would I enter in the actual weight of the passengers? Why would I enter in the mass of the passengers if I'm looking at a graph? How would that be helpful? Now remember, we're getting ready to analyze this graph. Anyone? Keep that question in mind. I am going to come back to it. So, now, in order to enter in your acceleration, if you just click anywhere on the graph, it will highlight in purple. And you can click on Edit up here in Canva, and it will allow you to enter in the acceleration for each of your passengers. Your starting point will always be 0 because we always start at the beginning. But what's going to change is your acceleration. So for the baby, you're going to enter the acceleration. Let me get someone from my first table over here on the left, on my left. What is your acceleration? My table on the left. You guys are working real hard. What is the acceleration for your baby? 42.6 grams. So 42.6. All right. What about for the mom? My table in the back. I can't hear you. What is your acceleration for the mom? So when you calculated the acceleration, and let's remember, how do we calculate acceleration? Force divided by mass. So the acceleration for mom was what? 41.9. And dad. You got something different? You got 2.5? Okay. So here's what I want to do before I got 2.5. All right, so before we talk about the graph, I want us to just make sure that when we calculate, again, when we calculate our acceleration, that we calculate it correctly. Yeah, so, Sure this okay. This? Okay, all right. So, what I want us to do now is we're going to take a look at our graph. Now, mind you, everybody's graph is going to look different because I've taken values from different groups. So let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at this line graph. So what do we notice? Sir. I can't hear you. So the dad's acceleration is less than the mom's and the baby's. Again, everybody's line graph is going to look different because everyone had a different mass and they had a different acceleration. I want you to, as you are analyzing these data, I want you to go back to your claim. Remember what your claim was. And then I want you to look at your data. And based on your claim, let's see if that data sounds reasonable or if it looks reasonable. Based on your graph, not this one, based on your graph.
Barnett said, what you're doing is you're doing a comparison of your data analysis and your actual data. So does your data prove your analysis to be right? So if yesterday when you did your investigation proposal, you said that the baby had the furthest projectile motion, but your data does not support that, you need to go back and you kind of need to do some comparing and contrasting. Figure out why your claim is not proven or supported by your data.
And if when you are looking at your data, it does not align to what we said with regard to the relationship between mass and acceleration. We talked extensively about mass and acceleration. So here's what I'm gonna ask you all when we look here. So let me ask you this. If mass was 2.3 and your force is 9.8, you divide those two. You got 42. Show me your calculation. Let me see how you answer.